Welcome back, you guys. This is the state of my room and my bathroom. Also my closet. Mark cleaned it while I was away. Cleaned it. Yes, indeed. It's not a voiceover video. Surprise, idiots. Bathroom. Why are you looking? Ugh, you guys are so annoying. My bathroom's also not clean. We are going to do this slightly differently because I don't have I messed up. My kid's out there. You guys don't get to see my house. I'm doing a whole house clean. It's been really hard for me to get things going. So there's 0% out of 0 that it'll be ready for you. We are going to clean my bedroom together, but I am going to talk to you because I feel like, okay. Sorry, I will fix it so it's not so loud. I need to clean, but I want to get this video out for you. And I have so much stuff to say to you today because I've been doing a lot of thinking thoughts inside my brain. It's not going to end perfect because I do need to wash my sheets. So, all right. Oh, I came home and my house was pretty well put together, which was very humbling because it turns out I am the problem. It's me. I'm the problem. So then I didn't do anything for a while. So my house is back to catastrophic levels, which really hurts my feelings / breaks my heart. I hate that for me. I hate that about myself. So anyway, that's just how that's going right now. But I had been thinking, because I went to Vid Summit last week, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know, but if you don't know, because you've never seen me before, hi, I'm Beth. This is the status quo. I'm trying to get better, but this is how we usually find me. It's fine. It's not fine. It's awful, but life continues on, and my dog is desperately wanting to come inside. Please hold. Are you coming in, Beans? No? Okay. Okay. Dogs brought back in, treats distributed. Everybody is joyous. So, rude, Leroy. Don't open the door and hit them with it. That's so rude. All right, so last week I went to Vid Summit and learned a lot of YouTube-y things. And then I started going down more extra YouTube-y rabbit holes. I'm really into it right now. So I kind of wanted to jump on here, shut up, anyway, and talk to you guys about it. There's a couple different things I want to talk about. One is like influencers, the concept of influencers, influencer speak, the like inner workings of YouTube thingies, which might not be interesting to you guys, but maybe you want the body doubling effect. Highly recommend, just mute it and keep watching me. Like, subscribe, comment, all those things. But you can watch me on mute. It's fine if you don't want to listen to my incessant rambling, and it will be incessant. So, one of the things that we talked about on my live stream last, and Mad, by the way, if you're watching this, Mad Bazinga, didn't mean to call you out on counting my ums. It was just something that was relevant to other things I had been thinking about, and we're going to talk about it again. You are incredibly supportive, and I love you, and this isn't a dig at you. It's a commentary on influencerness. So, am I an influencer? No. You know why? Because it has such a negative connotation. It's like asking me if I am a snobby bitch. I mean, because you should hear the tone in which people ask you. They're like, oh, so you're like an influencer? Or so you think you're an influencer? Who would say yes to that? Who would say yes to that? It's like, oh, so you think you're an insufferable bitch? Like, I wouldn't, maybe, but I don't want to admit it. So that's really hard for me. And I was listening to another insufferable bitch / influencer / content creator. She actually was incredible. I like her very much. And if I can do any sort of research, I will link her down below. But she was talking about influencer talk and how we crap on influencer voices, which, you know, like, come with me to blah, blah, blah. Get ready with me to go on a busy day of chores, blah, blah, blah. I'm blah, blah, blahing an awful lot for somebody who's talking about speaking. Okay, we will figure this out. Okay, also not relevant at all unless I become a bedding tie influencer. The ties for my duvet have shredded into strings, but only half. So I have half that is still a tie ribbon and half that is essentially threads. I'll bring it to you, but like I'd have to. Okay, look at this. Come with me to show you the tie downs of my duvet, right? Threads. This is influencer hand. F it. That's why we do this, by the way. Okay, I'm putting too much tension on it. Do you see that it's like mostly just threads here? Influencer hand. Get my face. But this one is still a tie. What the hell? And that's like most of them. So that's a fun little feature. So influencer hands, which I love making fun of, it's so much fun, is actually to get the camera to focus, but it is cliche. But like, so she's talking about that upspeak, the pauses, the unnatural speaking when you're like, today I am going to clean my bedroom and we are also going to then edit and upload this video for you, right? Okay, influencer talk. Also, I have a very significant YouTuber voice. I'm not using it. I used it in the beginning of my YouTube journey because I thought it was required. I thought it was a required element, but hold on one second. I can do it for, what the F? Turd holes. Also, what the F, turd holes, not influencer speak. Okay. Okay, I usually start off with welcome back, you guys, because that is the phrase I landed on, and now I will use it for freaking everything because of branding. Welcome back, you guys. Today, I am going to clean my bedroom. I am super excited about this because my bedroom hasn't been cleaned for so long. Well, actually, that's a lie. I had it cleaned before I went on vacation, but it turns out I am an entire disaster, and I just fucked it up as soon as I got home. So let's strip our bed and get going. YouTuber voice, right? So we have a problem with influencer voices. We kind of think they're shitty, which is hilarious because it's not so much that okay, I have to think during this, and that's making me try to, hold on. Apparently this takes a lot more brain power than I assumed. And it's really hard to talk and use brain power, which is fun. Okay, hold on. Why is this so difficult? What is this? Why is there a little fleck of granola in my bed? All right, that's fine. That's fine. I will admit that I'm the problem, but I don't think I'm the granola in the bed problem. That feels like a Mark thing. So we think the influencer voice is absolute trash. It's modern day Valley Girl. Do we still shit on Valley Girls for having upspeak? I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been a teenager, but I remember that was the big thing. My mom used to bag on me all the time for using like kind of Valley Girl talk. And the phrase "my bad" triggered her so much. She'd be like, she hated it so much. If I was like, oh, my bad, she hated it. I'd get yelled at. She thought it was the worst, but it was just my generation's slang, like, you know? And which is hilarious because my bad was a way of apologizing. And words have always evolved. I've always been obsessed with languages and words evolving. When I had to do my senior project in high school 25 years ago, you know, yesterday, I briefly learned sign language. I learned the basics of sign language. That was my senior project. I studied sign language for a year. I went to a woman's house who taught me. Her mom was deaf, which is why they use sign language all the time. like most. And I remember one time, not relevant, but I'm going to tell you the story anyway, so shut up and listen. Oh, sorry for saying shut up. We talked about that. The ums. We'll come back to the ums. We were talking and I wasn't really like practicing or anything like that. We were just socializing and the phone rang, but we were at the daughter's house, not the mother's house. Now, when the phone rings at the mother's house, the lights flicker. And they had, it's back in the day, of course, but they had like text to talk. So the phone call coming in would print out the texting features. Hold on, this is why we voice over, so I don't have to think while doing. What should we do next? Put these in the laundry, sure. I will come back to you because I don't want to spoil what my house looks like for you. It's a work in progress, please hold. I realized I went and started my laundry mid-story, actually towards the climax of the story. I'm sorry to abandon you just before the climax. The phone rang and the daughter and I startled because it was louder than we expected, I guess, and it was in a moment. And the mom never startled and she was like, signed to her daughter, like, what happened? She's like, oh, the phone rang. And that was really interesting to me. But I ruined it by doing laundry in the middle of the story, so you're welcome. So I learned sign language. I studied Spanish all 4 years of high school, but when I left high school, I joined the Army. A lot of you guys know this. I joined the Army and became a Chinese linguist. Guess what language I learned? It was Chinese. And so that kind of, because it was all I did every day, all day long, was just Chinese classes for a year and a half to fluency. That's how intense it is. I lost my ability to speak Spanish. I can understand the vast majority of Spanish, but when I go to speak it, my brain defaults to Chinese and I end up sounding like a crazy person. Like, I bet it sounds a little mocking to whoever started speaking to me in Spanish. Like, I'm like mocking them and being like, whenever my dad pretends he's speaking Chinese to me and he goes, ching chong ding dong. And I'm like, okay, to be fair, those are Chinese sounds, but the order you put it in does not make sense. My name in Chinese, by the way, is Ding Li Sha. So the ding part triggers me because that's my name, dude. Stop mocking my name. Look over this way. The lighting's better. Am I sweating? Yes. Is that relevant? No. There's going to be, I'm so sorry for all the boys. I know you're just here for my feet, but come for the feet. No, not the phrasing. Shut up. I was going to say come for the feet, stay for the tampon gathering, but I need to rethink my phrasing. So I learned Chinese. I love languages. I'm obsessed with the evolution of languages. We need to figure out if these are clean or dirty. Clean. I put a lot of stuff up here when I was packing for my trip. Pretty sure it's clean with tags. No, I wore it. Clean, probably. So, this is going terribly. I hate this for me. I hate this for you. I hate it for all of us. This is huge. Oh, we have to return this. The giant Target t-shirt. I'm going to throw this one away because I took the tags off because I'm reckless with my life choices. So I love languages, and listening to the influencer speak talk part of everything was really fascinating in this woman's video because she is talking about how we have learned, we being humans, have learned to like mimic the best way of doing things. And for some reason, we like to poop on when women do it more than when men do it. Because if you think of it, influencer speak, hi Leroy, thank you for being a part of this. Influencer speak, we love to make fun of. You think of Valley Girls, you think of more ditzy, dim-witted, superficial. But we also have when the men speak like it. And her example was Mr. Beast when he was like, watch me explode this airplane midair, kind of thing. That is a stereotypical voice. He doesn't speak like that in real life. It is an affect that you put on to indicate what you're about to do, to pull in a certain audience who wants that content. It's a content thing. So, oop, this is clean. Another thing that interests me is the fact that we were talking, sorry, Mad, about how often I say during live streams, because I am trying to manage both speaking and reading the chat, filtering out what comments I'm going to respond to, which one's relevant, which one's not. Sometimes a comment pulls my attention mid-sentence and I pause to read it, but my body's still like, fill the space, you're an entertainer. And so I will, as I read it, then my brain has to decide, are you going to stop what you were saying previously, respond to the comment? Are you going to keep going? Or are you going to block this person? Because like sometimes it's perverse in the chat being like, show me your sneezes, right? So you have to figure that out. We are trained to think that ums are bad. Yeah, what's up?
I've been
Parenting. I genuinely have no idea what I was saying because that parenting moment took a decent amount of time. That sucks for me. Oh, we were talking about the male voices and the influencer voices. Okay, so here's the other thing is that we have really Q-tips. I stepped on my Q-tip box, ruined it. We have other voices that for some reason we don't hate on as much, but are industry-wide, like the newscaster voice, which I absolutely cannot do. It's really amazing. It tends to have women lower their voice at least a register, and the American newscaster voice sounds differently. She talks about it all this. I'm just repeating. You ran into that. I'm just basically repeating what she says. But I found it very interesting. Go look at this. Another thing that this video is going terribly and I don't like it. I don't think I want to do it. I hate this. So here's what I'm struggling with. The fact that I need to get a video out for you guys. I wanted to talk about this so deeply. The lighting in both of the rooms are incredibly different. And so it's making me worried that the footage of this is not going to go well. The fact that I am failing as a influencer, YouTuber, all of this is I'm wiggling my camera. You guys keep looking in weird directions after I move you. It's not coherent. Am I failing? Why are my thumbnails so bad? Did I invest? I invested in a program to be a better YouTuber, but it was really expensive. Did I make the wrong choice? Why did I make that investment during the exact same time frame that my husband's not receiving a paycheck? And also, so many, just gonna trauma dump on you guys. Do you want to be trauma dumped on? It'll be fine. So I'm going to get a hamper. So you guys have to stay there. I'm gonna gather my laundry. I don't know what's clean. I don't know what's dirty. I just never really unpacked my suitcase. I don't know why I put the really in there. The correct sentence is I never unpacked my suitcase. That's what that story is. All right, can you see me? Am I in frame? Once somebody asked me if I considered myself an influencer. I was being interviewed for a psychology paper. It was really interesting. And I said no, mostly because of the negative connotations. We just kind of crap on it. But also because I feel like influencers are more the pitching products all the time. Like, here's my makeup, here's my this, let's try this kind of thing. And yeah, I've had a few brand sponsorships, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But I don't feel like that's the same as trying to influence. I just think of those as brand sponsorships. Okay, we'll just leave those in there. The rest are basically just tampons. So I typically, this is so much oversharing. We're not going to talk about it. The thing is that, remember the meme where NASA sent a woman into space for like 3 days and gave her 100 tampons? And we're like, is that enough? I use the NASA approach for packing for Dallas. It's all of them. I just brought all of them with me. And that's fun for everybody involved. Never wore this top. Maybe I should return them since we're not getting a paycheck and then I put too much money into an investment into my channel, which I'm not going to talk about just yet because I don't want to. And we'll see how it goes. It's a big investment and hopefully it'll make me do things better. Like the fact that I'm back framed by this window and it's probably washing me out. Hopefully it'll get me to do better thumbnails. I don't want to do this. This is going terribly. The thing is that I'm not failing at YouTube. I'm doing amazing at YouTube, statistically speaking. Then why do I feel so awful about it? Why am I on like such a negative emotional roller coaster ride? Water. Maybe I'm dehydrated. Is it hormones or is it a mental breakdown? Maybe it's Maybelline. So, this is the outfit I wore yesterday. Why am I wearing it again today, Beth? That's gross. For continuity, I'm gonna finish cleaning the outside of my house. And by the outside, I mean outside of this room. I'm not cleaning the outside of my house. F that place. But I can't keep a train of thought. If you think that's weird, Beth, what do you think everybody else is doing? Most of the really highly edited, polished videos, those influencers did not get all their film shots in one day, unless it's like a challenge that you have to complete everything in a day. There's a huge chance they're wearing, that's really Easter egged in there. They're putting on the same outfit more than one day in a row to get all of the shots that they need, all the footage that they need, and then editing it back together. I'm putting stuff back in my makeup bag, which is unnecessary because I need to unpack my makeup bags. I did not do my makeup very much at Vid Summit. Love that for me. Okay, something was wet. Something wet in here. That undid it. So that is something that is not commonly known because I really love the inner workings of YouTube. I think about it all the time. I become so obsessed with things. It's just, besides Tudor England, it's my hyper focus. I love it so much. And so a lot of you guys don't know that we rewear outfits. I don't, because I typically, part of my brand is the fact that I'm a disaster. And so not getting things done on the same day is in line with my brand. Also, super embarrassing having a brand that is shit show. Don't love that. I started my progesterone pills again because I had to do double dose. I started my progesterone pills again last night. And these are my daily ones. I've showed you this before, but this is my dailies. And then this is my entire supply for the 2 weeks that I'm supposed to be on progesterone. And that's how I visually show myself that I need to do it. In my head, this was going to go so much better. It really was. In my head, this was I was like cohesive and cleaning really well and not distracted by you. And it wasn't a pity party. It was really interesting. Is this low effort or is it authentic? So I can't keep a train of thought. So no. In conclusion, I don't think I'm an influencer. I like the phrase content creator, but that's usually reserved for menfolk. And I am not one to shit on the patriarchy. I love the patriarchy. I feel like we should uphold it the best we can because the patriarchy is working his stupid job right now. And I am just, it's a hobby. And I love that for me. I'm just dinking around doing whatever I feel like, right? So, thanks, patriarchy. Also, the inside of my nose has been really dry. Okay, so things about, oh, also I took my earrings out, you guys, and I had this back of my earring, influencer hand. Look at me influencing. Sorry, content creator hand. It's one of the little plastic ones that tend to go behind. Oh, I found it. I dropped it. Didn't think we'd ever find it again. Found it. I have a crazy appointment in half an hour. I have to talk to my therapist. I tried to throw it in the trash and the trash rejected it, and now it's just somewhere on the floor. I have to talk to my therapist in half. It's perfect timing though, because honestly, I need it. I'm not gonna shower. She'll be fine. That plastic back, like adhered to the earring. I could not get the earring out. This one came out fine. Could not get it off. Like I yanked and I had to like pierce it with my fingernails, and I finally got it off, and my ear hurts really badly. That is a fun fact for you. Thank God I'm going to talk to my therapist today. I am not amazing. We're talking about like how to manage my anxiety and manage my like ADHD. But then I decided to fight her on the idea that I had ADHD because she said that I might. And I was like, well, guess what? You're wrong, you stupid idiot. I don't know why I'm like this. I'm just too defiant sometimes. And then she's like, what do you gain from continuously fighting me? And I was like, joy. Like it sparks joy. I'm going to keep it. I know I need to clean out my things. So let's unpack this bad boy. Some of it can stay. Like I'm not going to need, these can be travel things that stay. This goes. Another thing that they talked about at Vid Summit, none of this is going to be cohesive. I'm so sorry, you guys. One of the things that they talked about at Vid Summit was like, you're supposed to hold off. You're supposed to hoard your viewers for as long as humanly possible, and then sales pitch something to them later down the road so that they will spend all of their money on you. And you're like, you build trust with that audience, and then you can pitch them an item. And I was like, well, I kind of screwed myself on that because I've already taken a couple sponsorship deals. But other commonly spouted things to say is that our AdSense revenue is only a tiny fraction of the windfall of money that you're supposed to get when you're a YouTuber, right? Because everybody's like, ooh, YouTube rich, right? So you're supposed to take sponsorships, and what I'm really supposed to do is I am supposed to create something to sell to you. What could I possibly sell to you? What could I create that you guys would be like, yes, I want that? Okay, first of all, I think it's a daily planner. I think that's what like somebody 2 years from now, when I pitch you guys my daily planner that I created, and I'm going to be like, oh, it solves everything. It's just marketing. I just want to sell shit to you. So I'm supposed to do that. I had nothing. There's no product, you guys. My best product is my community, and that's just Discord, and you can join it for free. Have fun. So, okay, hold on. Let's refocus. Genuinely don't know what I could sell you guys. Bath water? I don't take baths. Don't say feet pics, perverts. You get that for free. Just like regular stuff on the internet, you can find it for free. Don't pay for it. Okay, that's another thing that we're talking about with influencer talk. Sorry, it's fine. We all tend to, they all tend to start using the same word, like unalive, R-worded, corn. What are some other ones? Because the algorithm censors what we say. So we speak to make the algorithm happy. You have to tickle the algorithm. We speak to make the algorithm happy. And then apparently it's also flooding out to the masses, where now people in general will say unalive instead of kill or, or like self-delete, suicide, right? You're welcome, YouTube. Don't worry about monetizing this. I'm coming out with a planner. I have money. You're fine, YouTube. Look forward to that. I don't know what's in here, but my husband does. Remember that. We'll put it in here. We'll put that in there. My face itches. So what was I talking? Okay, so here's the thing is that we're supposed to make our money through other sources. And here's the funny thing is that ad revenue is supposed to be the smallest that we do. But also people don't like it if you pitch to them. Everybody knows that they skip ads. I don't even understand, like, why are companies still doing it? You can see it in the graphs. Like, we have a graph of retention of where people are watching and where they skip through. And it'll be like normal, the ad, back up to the video. Everybody skips the ads. So that's interesting. But then people get mad if you put ads, like the ad revenue ads. So they get mad if you get sponsorship deals and shill it to them. They get mad if you put regular ads in there. They get mad if you have memberships. Like, it's so funny because like all the ways that we can sustain ourselves, nobody wants that. And I find that to be incredibly interesting. So they say don't sell anything to your members, like your audience, until you get big enough, and then they'll buy all of your stuff because you've built trust. And I was like, that doesn't feel weird to say the phrase, like, once you've earned their trust, then you can take advantage of them. Like, oh, it's really commonly said, but then also it's commonly said, like, no, get your bag because ad revenue is not very much. So, sell them a product, my planner, look forward to it. Or, like the sponsorship deals, right? Okay. So I said this to my brother, not on my live stream. That's a fun blend of life. Do you guys remember, I want to wash these rugs anyways. Do you guys remember early 2000s, late 1990s? The turn of the century, if you will, old, that they had pickup artists, and the idea of negging girls was a thing where it's not even a backhanded compliment. You're just kind of saying something rude to them so that they want to get your approval more, where they're like, oh my God, he doesn't think I'm that pretty. Maybe put out. I don't really know. I am not a pickup artist. I am a great gold digger. So you got to marry them when they're young and broke, and then force them to get rich and then divorce. Looking forward to the divorce arc. I will get a lot of money from that because the algorithm wants it. And I will marry my trophy husband. So it's been a 20-year dig. The gold will come. So I feel like some brands, I am not big enough yet to get like big brands. I do not get the good sponsorship. So I get the smaller companies, which is fine because you know what? I like having vacuums. That makes me happy. And so you get the smaller brands, and I am very concerned about being scammed, even though I do love being scammed. Sometimes on my live streams, I call the scammers back and see how long I can keep them on the line trying to scam me. And it is such a joy. But I'm also scared that I will eventually take it one step too far and they will be able to access my stuff, and then I'll be screwed. Well, another thing is that scammers will find my email, which is linked in my bio, and they'll send over, like, they'll talk to you for a little bit, or they'll send a link to the product. Once you click it, the malware goes in. So I very intentionally only check my email on a old iPad that one of my kids was using, so it works super good. Was never dropped. And it's never logged into my YouTube. So what they do is it runs the malware and you're auto logged into almost everything. You know how like you can go up into your web browser and type YouTube and it's your YouTube because you've already logged in. What are those, cookies? No. Keys? I don't know. I'm not a man. I do not know these complicated things. That is for the patriarchy. So I have an iPad that I have absolutely never logged into my YouTube so that even if they do malware me, they can't hop and steal my YouTube because then I don't understand it. More often than not, they just turn it into like a Tesla fan page. What's the end game there? Is Elon Musk behind all the scams? Probably. So I would have your baby, Elon, if you're watching this. I just want to have a billionaire's baby. I feel like the child support would be significant. So I get a lot of emails, and some of my favorites, one, they keep coming back to me, but like, have you reconsidered and stuff like that? But what it is me installing a floating staircase. Okay, pretend that I do have a staircase in my house, but it's not in a way that you could float up to it. So I guess we could float up into my attic, but like, what? And they don't actually want to pay me. They'll pay me through exposure, I guess. And I get a free floating staircase. Also, by the way, everything that I get as in gifts, like the beds or the chair and stuff like that, yeah, that's income and you're taxed on it. So I would have to pay taxes on my gifted floating staircase that would only be able to be in my house if I renovated my entire house. That's my favorite one. My other ones is like my favorite ones where they clearly, I want to put stuff back, have never ever in their lives ever watched my content because they're like, I love the calming vibe that you put in, or I love how you like are so efficient and stuff like. I'm like, oh, you have never even once watched one of my videos. Love that for you. Back to the negging. Here's the thing though, they will also neg you. It's so funny. I don't get why they do it. But one company in particular just recently reached out to me, and it was for a product that would fit, right? It would fit. And I was like, that would work really well for me. And it is the rich season for YouTube. So everybody is blowing out their budget because it's the end of the year. That's when we make our most money. The ad revenue is sky high because everybody wants to make you buy stuff for the holidays and also spend all their budgets. That's so soapy. When is it? Ugh, okay. And so they were like, our budget for this is $8,000. What is your rate for this kind of collaboration? And I was like, buddy, you're not gonna believe this. It's $8,000. Yes, because that would be, oh my God, right? Like, yeah, sure. It's $8,000. Yes, 1,000 times yes. I love this. That's exactly my rate. Thank you so much. And so I emailed back. I was like, yep, I'll do it for $8,000. That sounds incredible. I can't wait for this. Here are screenshots of my demographics. You idiots. I'm shilling you. You're my product. God, that's still really soapy. Hold on. I don't even really have, okay, this. Is it time for my crazy appointment? 15 minutes. And so I was like, here's my engagement. Like, we calculate if you guys, it's how many views you get in the last video or the last 5 videos, how many views you got in this video, right? Let's say I get 1,000 views and 100 of you guys thumbs up, right? And then 200 of you comment. And then there's a sharing feature. I don't know where to find those stats. I think it's on desktop. So then you factor this all in and you get an engagement percentage. And that's really what they want. And mine is really high because you guys are amazing. And we talk so much I think it's the comments. I think it's because we talk to each other so much. But we get I get really great likes, comments. I don't know about the shares, but it's great, right? So I gave that to them. Also, by the way, they told me, they're like, here's the time frame you want it done. Okay, sure, I can get that done for you. I would love to get that done for you. My husband's not getting paid right now. For $8,000, I can get that done for you. So I send them all that and they come back and they're like, oh, awesome. Also the delivery time frame that we want you to do it, it's changed. And also, how about $1,000? And I was just like, because they just come back and they're like, oh, you're not that good looking. I don't know if I want to date you. And so I was just like, you DM'd me. You slid into my inbox. I wasn't out here trying to baby trap you. You're not Elon Musk. But they'll always, so when you're like, yeah, I'll totally do that. They're like, oh, actually, gross. Maybe they actually watched my content. Okay, forgivable. But it's so funny because they will consistently do that where they're like, hey, we would love to work with you. You're amazing. It's the best thing I've ever seen. I've never seen anything better. And when you're like, great, here's my prices, they're like, you're yucky. How about 10 cents? So weird. So that's another YouTube thing I wanted to talk about. This is the same one that was all soapy over there. I guess it's not soap, ammonia-y over there, but I let it sit out for a second and it's calmed down. What's another thing I wanted to talk about that I thought was super duper weird while we're getting ready to engage with my therapist? My hip hurts. Oh, I heard a really interesting phrase that I like. Okay, I could go get a cloth that will get some of this fuzz off, but it's quite honestly in a different room and I am not about that life. I'll put this here. Nope, we gotta wash this off. Okay, what was it? It was momfluencing is a good one. And then sharenting. So mom influencer and then sharenting where you share your parenting. Really good phrases, really in love with that. Another thing we talked about in our live stream is like family vlogs and sharenting, where you are sharing your kids' childhood for clicks and super duper lucrative. It's hard. It's a really hard thing. There's another content creator on Instagram who I doubt I'll find, and she has been interviewing a lot of adult child influencers. So it is kids who grew up on family vlogs. They're adults now. They can share their lives and how absolutely terrible their lives were. But I wonder if it's also a little bit of self-selection, because she's interviewing, she wants the dark and terrible. And so you find people who had dark and terrible. I am not saying that they do not have dark and terrible lives. I am not saying that at all. I'm just saying that by default, that's who she's going to find because that's what she's reporting on. I love her, but maybe there are kids out there. Maybe I'm just justifying because my kids are on camera a little bit. I don't know. But one story where they hid the girl's name, I don't know what it was, but it was her daughter's, it was the momfluencer's daughter's first period. So she got a sponsorship by like Kotex or something like that, or Playtex or Tampax. Why are they always Axes at the end? To sponsor it. And that's what that video was about. Could you imagine? Oh my God. So yeah, that's one of the things they're talking about. Like, who here is dying for Ryan's toy review? Ryan to write the tell-all. He had so many toys. Oh, in case you guys don't know, why don't you know Ryan's toy review? Little kid, I knew him because my kids were around that age range when it was a thing. And like, his parents had these like fantastic, like games that they would play, and he was unboxing all of these toys, and then he got his own toy line, and it looked like the best, most greatest childhood ever, but he had to perform every day of his childhood, and it's exhausting. It's really exhausting. It reminds me of, somebody caught a clip of an influencer where they're like, pretend this is my pumpkin spice latte. And the collapse after you turn off the camera, it's not so much like, fuck, I hate my life, but some of it is that you're up for so much, you know, because you got to do higher energy and things like that. I'm aware I'm not this big of a YouTuber to be bitching about stuff like this. I'm just saying the things I've researched and the things that I feel. This is my truth. Can you not? Thanks. Anyways, like my New York vlog, why are you wiggling? I think I did that. I think I was like, okay guys, I'm done for the day. I have my delicious desserts and I'm gonna eat them and I love you, bye. And then I think I turned off my camera, and if somebody was watching me, I was like, oh. It's because I had such a exhausting day, and like the moment of the turning off, and then you guys will think, well, if you turn off, then you're inauthentic. Projection much? Maybe. Then you must be inauthentic, but it's like, okay, there is an element of performing. Hold on, crinkle. Yeah, there's nothing in this bag. 8 minutes until I have to talk to my therapist. I don't even want to talk to her. I'm gonna try not to be rude to her. I probably won't fight her. It's a telehealth, so I might fight her. Okay. Do we have time to clean my toilet? Maybe. Do I want to clean my toilet while talking to you? I don't. So we'll come back to that. Also, I can't empty my trash while we do this because it will be extremely loud. So I have to intentionally not do that because I need to be mindful of the volume of things. Okay. So what I was saying was, let's look down at the floor so I can clean some of this junk up. What I was saying before is that there is an element of, this is terrible framing. Cool. Can you come down lower? I think that will make us all feel better. Whoop. Perverts. Okay. Okay, so you guys can answer, because I can't answer for me because I want to present myself in the best light possible to myself. Is it inauthentic that I have higher energy now for you guys when deep down, I don't have any energy. I just want to be in my nest. I want to cry. I'm just in a weird hormonal flux, you guys. It's not that big of a deal. I just have big feelings because I'm in perimenopause and I'm allowed to have feelings. And you know what? It's okay to have freaking feelings. I don't want any of these things. These are all things that were given to me. Redeem your free thumbnail. I'm going to talk about this in a second. I'll put it over here so I can remember. I don't want that. I don't want that. And then this is color block. I don't want it. Is it inauthentic because I have a performance bath? Is it? Because it's high energy, it's higher energy. And then once you maintain high energy, like our 2-hour live stream, I was really exhausted after that. You always tell me in the comments below, leave lots of comments. So that way I don't get negged in my next, brand discussion. Oh my God, it's so funny. Okay, so this, for the thumbnails, a lot of the feedback I got while I was at VidSummit, because people will pull up your channel immediately, and the absolute horror I have when I realized that the people who are talking to me are going to see Calvin. It's a Mr. Beast Feastables. Come here. They pull it up and I'm like, please don't look at my house. My house is so dirty. Please don't look. Please don't. Do you want a Mr. Feastables? It broke. Now it won't taste good because it broke in half. You're welcome. Hey, Leroy Jenkins. Sorry, what? Those weren't my cake boob nipple inserts, because if somebody knew I had nipples, it would be all over. Also, if you guys knew that I had tampons, it would be all over. Also, the pre-screening where I'm like, is there underwear anywhere? Could they see that there are tampons? Does anybody know that I have any human functions? Because that would be terrible. We would all die. We would just simply die. So I don't have nipples or a vagina. Okay, and the fact that I want to delete the fact that I said the word vagina, like I'm some sort of crass, vulgar, horrifying human, is a bit much. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna squat to you. Let's go put these back in the bathroom. Not because I'll ever use them, because I don't have a vagina, nor do I menstruate. Oh, so they'll pull it up and they'll be like, your thumbnails are shit. And I was like, okay, I know. But there's also a new trend where your thumbnails are supposed to just be unthumbnailed, right? That's not the whole highly edited, polished, especially with the influencer face. Like I couldn't imagine, like, right? That will be my thumbnail. Oh my God. Maybe that'll be my thumbnail. That'd be funny. But the idea that those are on the outs and now it's more of an unpolished, like Penguin Zero, he just does screen grabs of himself always wearing the white shirt and he gets millions of views. So, and then a lot of people are doing unthumbnails where it's screenshots and stuff like that. So I started trending towards that. And then I got absolutely destroyed by everybody who looked at my channel on Vid Summit. Everybody hated my thumbnails. But also, like, is the highly overdone thumbnail inauthentic? And then you thinking about inauthenticity. My washer went off and now I don't know who I am. 2 minutes until we have to talk to my therapist. Let's go to my texts. Here it is. I'll just mute my mic and she won't hear me. Let me enter my actual physical address because they're very concerned that I'm going to unalive myself, self-delete, while we're talking, but it's not that, I'm not that crazy. Is it inauthentic for me to do what? What was I saying? The thumbnails are inauthentic. Oh, clickbait titles. You want all of my titles, by the way, are clickbait titles. I try to use big words where I'm described, like to make people who don't know me click on me. Those of you who know me, like our feral community, I could just number the videos and you guys will be like, oh, it's Beth's third video. Let's watch it. Let's hang out together because we love each other. But we're like any good cults. State Farm is there. I need help. Oh, which is perfect timing. 1 minute till help arrives. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to expand the cult. So, but is that inauthentic? Where is the line between inauthentic? How do I mute this?
Secure video session will begin when you
like that. That's how you mute things. Where's the line between inauthentic and authentic? I don't know. But I have to go get mental health. It will solve all of my problems. Then I might abandon this situation and I will go clean the rest of my house for you. We'll upload this as a video. I will have more content for you guys later this month because quite frankly, I spent too much money on a how to better YouTube thing. It hasn't started. That's why this is still shitty. It's a 12-week course, so expect me to be more gooder like in April. I I understand that that's not 12 weeks, but it starts in a few months and then like I have to implement it. So April, new Beth, new me. And then I'll put this out for you guys. I'm going to put out more content for you in October because I spent way too much money on it. And my ad revenue is slacking because I put out literally no content. We're halfway through the month. So that is my really, really, really well thought out video. I'm so sorry, you guys. I love you.